Oh, got the tent all set up. Gotten fairly quick at that. I've stayed at this rest stop a few times. I'm pretty happy with it. It's not bad. Yeah, I just set the bike up here, and usually I haven't gone bugged yet, so this kind of sort of out of sight. Not entirely, but good enough. Figure if I get here late enough, then nobody's using this picnic area anyway. Leave here nice and early. There's a pretty cool mountain view with lake down there, and yeah, we'll get to see that in the morning. For now, I'm gonna get some sleep. I got the bike all loaded up here, just about to take off again. I really love this rest stop though. Like usually the bathrooms are filthy. Usually they don't have any toilet paper. You can't drink the water and all that. But you can come up here. You're pretty much out of the way and left alone, and you get this view. That's pretty good. So we're gonna get moving. Well, this changes things. Not even gonna try this on the bike. I'd try it if I was driving the truck, but yeah, well, I guess they took the bridge out, so it's gonna definitely add a bunch of time and distance. But I see a log across the river up there, so I guess I'll cross there. Well, hopefully that's still waiting for me when I get back. So I don't know much of anything about this hike. I asked online and nobody seems to really know much of anything, and I can't find any like trails or anything like that. I even asked the AI and it couldn't really give me much of anything. It did find an old map that had a route on there that was titled Scramble Route, so I'm certain that's not going to actually be a trail. That's just a recommended route from wherever it got that. So we'll give it a try. My pack's a lot heavier than I'd like, but seems solid. Yeah, way heavier than I'd like, but given the hike, there's not much I can do about that, because it's going to be a big one. It's going to be like, yeah, it's going to be a long day. So, well, let's find out how good this tree is. Well, part one was a success. The tree gets a little wobbly around the middle. It's a little narrow, but this one's narrower, but still surprisingly strong enough to walk on. So that's good. I didn't get soaked first thing. So I was wanting to start this one a lot earlier than I did. Yeah, I was kind of hoping that I'd be out here like latest by 8. And now it is, what, I think almost 10? Didn't realize it'd take quite that long to drive here. Oh, yeah, I guess I'll have to make a pretty quick pace. So gotta be back down before dark, and still gotta ride all the way home tonight for work tomorrow. A lot of sign of wildlife around here too. Alright, well, it would have been nice if we could drive this, but I guess we're gonna be walking from here. So I think what we're doing is we follow this road till it ends. A little marmot. Chipmunk? Maybe that's what it is. Anyway, we follow this road till it ends, which is pretty quick, and then we have to bushwhack right up to that peak right there, which looks like a challenge. And then that's not the peak we're going to, it's behind it apparently, so I think we just can't see it. Because looking at the contour map, it continues going quite a bit after that. But first, so there's all these raspberries the whole way down here, so I'm gonna stop and pick some of those. So from here, it's looking pretty challenging when you get up high. I'm only seeing 2 routes. The one route is straight ahead there on the left. I think head up the tree line, go across the scree slope, and then follow that ridge. Or failing that, head straight up in a line here, and the trees go pretty much to the top. So if the trees are growing, I should be able to climb it. That's kind of my thinking. If the trees can handle it, then it looks steep, but you know, not too crazy. So I guess yeah, I'll kind of decide that when we get a little closer. I'm thinking probably the trees on the right here, so I can stay in the shade a bit longer too. Looks like this washed out here is probably a culvert at some point, but was able to jump it. Probably fell on the way back, try to find a place to jump back across. Well, looks pretty epic here. That's kind of what I figured. Right at the start of that trail that's shown on the map, and yeah, there's nothing here. There's no sign of a trail. It just looks like thick brush, which unfortunately means I think we're going to be doing a lot of bushwhacking. I didn't figure there'd be a trail, but I was hoping there would be. So yeah, that trail on the map, it looked kind of too perfect. It just looks like a straight line right up the mountain, which I figured isn't right because trails don't do that, so not really surprised. So yeah, I guess we'll get going. It's gonna be a bit, well, it's pretty slow going. It's a tough slog through all this brush. It's yeah, pretty thick. imagine we're going to be doing this for quite a lot longer, so yeah, this is going to take a bit. Definitely going to take a bit. Cool, this forest here is just loaded with mushrooms. There's just mushrooms like everywhere, all different kinds. There's more there, and another one there, more there. Just mushrooms everywhere. Well, the ground cover's starting to thin out a little bit, which is nice. It's also getting bloody warm out already, so that once we get out of the trees, I think it's gonna be pretty brutal. I'm not sure, but I think over there is where I was looking at that I have to get on the ridge. So I thought I was going the right way. I think I might actually be way too far over to the right, which means I'm gonna get cliffed out here pretty quick. And then from there I'd have to, yeah, I didn't see a route from down below, so I think my best bet is to just head kind of straight line right over that way and try to get on the ridge there. I think that was the only way up I really saw. Well, finally done plowing through the pine trees. That was brutal, been doing that for a while. It's pine needles everywhere. You don't want to get pine needles. The view's pretty cool already. Somehow there's mosquitoes out here despite the heat and the sun, so that's yeah, that's cool. There's the river down there where we started. Now, I thought looking at it from below it looked like you had to cross over here and take the ridge, but from here this actually doesn't look bad. Like, it looks like it does get pretty steep, but doable. So I think I'm just gonna there's a creek bed right here. Is my phone dialing itself? My phone's dialing itself. Cool. Yeah, so I think I'm gonna take this way here. I'm gonna probably stop and have my sandwiches now, which is pretty early, but they're ham, and I don't think they're gonna be good for too much longer, and I don't want to get sick at the top. So yeah, we're gonna just take a minute, and then I think we're gonna head straight up there. Well, it's going pretty good. This dried up creek bed's turning out to be a pretty good route. It's getting fairly steep. That's alright. Just the way the water's kind of gone over it, there's all these nice like handholds, footholds, so it's actually pretty easy to climb. Definitely got pretty warm. That's alright. I think we still, the amount we're going I think is taller than those, and we're nowhere near the top of that, so I think we still got a long way to go. Well, definitely getting a lot steeper. But yeah, not bad actually. Still lots of good grip, and yeah, it's going good. I think we got to be getting near the top of this part. I'm pretty sure we got a long, look at the map at least, we got a long way to go once we get to the top of this, but it'll be nice to at least finally see the peak that we're climbing to. Well, that's a pretty cool view of the glacier over there. It's a big one too. A lot of crevices in it. Well, we've made sort of made the ridge here. I don't think, maybe we're probably about halfway. That's probably about it. And we started over there where you see that road come down, so we've already done a pretty good hike here, and yeah, still got about halfway to go. This stuff sucks to climb in. It's just shaly, just step in it and keep sliding back, and so I don't think that's the peak yet. Well, I know for sure that's not the peak, because it looks like there's quite a few other peaks you got to go up first. So yeah, it'll be cool when we finally get to actually see where we're going. Well, made the ridge here, and that might just be it. I feel like it's not, because I'm pretty sure it's farther away than that. And then again, that's probably a lot farther than it looks actually. Yeah, it's probably actually still pretty far away, it just doesn't look like it. Looks like we have to go up this first, and then go up that next one, and then just follow the ridge. And it actually looks like the glacier's melting back, and we might not have to cross it, which is good. That's one steep glacier. Yeah, if I could avoid that, that'd be awesome. I don't like glaciers. I like looking at them. I just don't like crossing them. So yeah, we'll keep on going. If that's the summit there, that'd be amazing. Let's see. I don't think this area is that stable, because Keep hearing rocks and seeing rocks falling off of those cliffs and cruising down the glacier. This, yeah, now that I'm moving, that peak's definitely farther away than it looks. That's definitely, that's gonna take a minute. This ridge isn't bad. It's got some narrow sections, but yeah, I can't complain. Pretty good. Kind of looking at it from here, it looks like you do have to cross the glacier at the top. I don't think I'll be able to get around that, but it looks like a pretty safe spot to cross, at least from here. We'll see when we get closer. I don't know if you can see it or hear it. Oh, it's all done now. You didn't see it. It's over. Whole bunch of rocks came flying down the glacier and went straight into that big crevice right there. Yeah, that mountainside's not very strong. But that's okay, we're gonna stick to the left side here. Oh, looks like there's an even bigger one behind it. I wonder if that's actually the summit. Huh. Guess we'll find out. That one back there almost looks too far away, but this one almost looks too close. Man, this crap is so loose. Yeah. So looking at the map, unfortunately that is not the summit. We have to go all the way up that and then down, and then that one that's still way over there and looks way steeper. That's the actual summit. So yeah, well I knew this was going to be a long one getting into it, so not really surprised at least. Yeah, we'll just keep trudging through this loose, shaly stuff. I don't need to go all the way up there, I just need to make it just high enough to get on that ridge. That'll be good enough. So that actually looks like a pretty decent climb over there from here. That'll be fun. However, look at this. That glacier. That is huge. Wow. Besides those waterfalls coming off that, you can hear them all over here. Just incredible. Well, if I can find a way up this, looks like we're going up again. Huh, that's a pretty big if. Well, it's high up, but yeah, that'll work. Any more up there? Oh yeah. Oh, if I can grab that one. Here, there goes my foot. There we go. Yeah, it'll work. And wrap. Ooh. Looks pretty loose actually. Let's skip that part. Okay. Yeah, not bad. Well, it looks like we have two options. Either cliff or steep glacier. Yeah, I'm not really stoked about that glacier. That's pretty steep. If you start sliding, that's gonna suck. This looks pretty steep too, though. Alright, well, let's see. Well, what the heck, let's try it. Oh boy, let's get out of the way of that. Yeah, this is pretty loose. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Oh, man, this sucks. Not good rock. I think we'll stay there. Sounds solid, but it isn't. Jam my foot right in that crevice there. Right here. That's pretty good. Oh shit, that's not pretty good. Man, this rock is garbage. Alright, left or right? I'm thinking left if I can. That's solid. Yeah, if I can make it work here, I think it's the best option. That looks pretty good. That's not good, but I think that's not good either, but I think they're both good enough. I'll just not use them too much. Yeah, this is looking alright. Maybe not. Man, this rock is junk. Absolutely terrible rock. Well, we're almost up. Yeah, let's go left here. It looks a little better. Oh yeah. This is more like it. It's not really a cliff anymore. It's just a steep slope. Sweet. That wasn't so bad. Well, I don't necessarily need to refill my water yet, but you never know when you're going to get another chance. And water straight out of a glacier, well, I can't say no. Fucking junk. Oh yeah. Nice. That's about as clean as you can get. Awesome. I have no words for how much it sucks trying to climb up this crap. Just loose, annoying. Anyway. Well, that's cool at least. Oh boy, there it is. Well, looks like you most certainly have to cross the glacier. Ah, that's unfortunate. Oh well. It's time's a wasting, so let's get to it. Well, after losing a bunch of elevation again, we are here. Yeah. I really wish this glacier wasn't here. I really don't like glaciers. Not a fan of crossing them, yeah, really not a fan of crossing them. Oh well, I'll just try to stay away from the crevices. Got the crampons on. They're doing a pretty good job, but yeah, it's a pretty steep one. Well, let's say we're about halfway. I tried to give that kind of a wide berth because it looks like it's just a crevice that's still got snow on top of it. So I had to come over here, kind of crawled a little bit just to spread my weight out a little bit. Now I'm gonna head over to the left here, back onto the nice ice. Figure it's a lot safer if I can actually see the ice. I know there's no layer of snow on top. It's like this I'm not too worried about. That sort of thing I am. Well, made it up here. From here I should be able to skirt around the rest of it. You can follow it pretty much to the summit, but that is something I very much don't want to do. So, I'm gonna ditch the crampons now. They did great. yeah, do the rest of it, or hopefully the rest of it. I might have to go on the ice again a little bit more near the top, but do as much of the rest of it as I can on the rocks. Well, looks like we got a bit more glacier to go. This one looks pretty safe though. I'm not at all worried about this one. So I guess I'll have to dig out the crampons again and get going. So I've got a couple pairs of other crampons, but they're just those ones with the tiny little spikes that aren't that great. So I thought with the elevation of this mountain, like I said, I couldn't find anything out about it online, but I thought with the elevation, there's a good chance, or at least a decent chance, as much as I was hoping there wouldn't be, that there'd be a glacier to cross. So I figured I'd go to Valhalla and actually get like a really good set of crampons. And I gotta say, I'm pretty happy with that decision, because this is ice here. It's pretty darn steep, and they're walking right up it. Yeah, not bad at all. So we're gonna go up a little more and then get back on the rock and hopefully do the rest of it on the rock. We're getting so close. Well, I think the worst of it's over. That glacier's so cool. A lot of crevices on that though. That's wild. Pretty crazy this late in the year. There's still so much snow on top of the glaciers hiding the crevices. So, almost there. I think that's it, hopefully. Guess we'll see. Well, we did it. Yeah, this is a hard peak. Cause I think, what is it, like almost 2,000 meters of elevation gain? Which is quite a bit, but that's not why it's difficult. It's just the climbing sections, the rock sucks, so that's kind of difficult. Gotta cross the glacier, which sucks. The whole way up is all just like scree, so you're just, every step you're sliding backwards, which also sucks. But still, all in all, 100% worth it. This is definitely one of the coolest. Just surrounded by glaciers. Yeah, a lot of snow still on those glaciers. That's good. If we get another year of snowfall, we might actually, yeah, those might grow a bit. I mean, they look like they are. Cool. Let's just meander down this way, just to this part here, so we can get a good view of that lake. It'll be a long way back. I think you're gonna be getting home pretty late. I think I can get down here without falling. I kind of figured there wouldn't be, but there's no logbook or anything like that, which isn't really surprising. Oh yeah, just look at that. So cool. It's quite the lake. That's gotta be freezing cold. Well, that was awesome. It took longer than I wanted it to. We made a good pace, but as good a pace as we could considering. So I better get going, because I'm already going to be getting back to the bike pretty late, and then it's another 5 hours, I'd say, ride home. So yeah, probably get back late enough. I'll end up having to take the pass, which adds another hour at least. So yeah, I better gonna move on. Oh, I almost forgot. Did I bring the bag of pasta up here? Of course I did. And now if you're wondering why, well, I've worked for them for a while. Seem like really good people, and it's a really good product. So figure what the heck makes the hikes a little more interesting than just climbing up to the top, because climbing up to the top to do something else. So anyway, gonna head back down. And just look at that view of the lake hiking down. Eek. At least sliding isn't so bad when you're going downhill anyway. And this is awesome. Well, this route worked for the way up, so let's do it for the way down too. Seemed alright. So mostly just trying to avoid those. Yeah, that doesn't look very strong. These things slide a lot more going downhill than uphill. Alright, where did I go from here? I think I went roughly this way. Yeah, we'll do this until I see a better route. Stay away from all that stuff. Yeah, it looks like a little snow bridge there. Looks like we went this way last time. Yeah, I remember going this way because that looks like it's a crevice right there too. Yeah, most definitely. So we'll just go across here just ever so gently. Gently as we can. Well, I got a pretty good feel for it going up, so going down, this actually isn't bad at all. Unfortunately, I still got to go back up all that elevation again so that I can go back down so I can go back up again. But oh well. This part wasn't bad at least. Well, still heading our way down. Got to go down there and then unfortunately go right back up and then right back down. But this is interesting. I knocked down some rocks and they punched through the ice here. So I guess this is all ice. Well, still trudging along. That's the peak we were just at. This one here's got a rock stack on it. Decided to just stop by while I was at it because it's not much out of the way anyway. Because why not? So yeah, pretty cool. I guess people obviously come up this one. Not surprising. It's not too hard to get to. It's a lot easier than the other one. Keep having to stop to get all the rocks out of my boots because with the shale you're just kind of sliding down it and your feet are getting buried. But well, it could be better. Could be worse. Could be better, but could be worse. I don't know if this where this route goes, honestly, but I gotta say, it seems a lot easier than what I did on the way up. Considering I basically just have to stand here and just kind of let my boots fill up with dirt, and that's about it. So, honestly, this looks pretty good. I'm thinking when I get down to the creek, I'm going to follow the creek right down to the river at the bottom. Or bigger creek at the bottom. I think that'll be easier, and then I'll just follow that creek down there. Instead of going through the forest, because the forest sucks. That was just brutal. Well, so far I'm pretty happy with this route. It's a straight down a chute. So it looks like it just goes straight down and eventually hooks up with that creek. So I'm a huge fan of going down chutes. They're nice and quick. So yeah, we should be down there pretty quick. Things sure flowing hard now. Last time I crossed right there, that's all underwater. Well, that'll make things harder. Yeah, the water's definitely come up here too. This thing's just wide enough to balance on. It wobbles a bit, and with the water flowing underneath it, it's a little odd, I guess you'd call it, trying to watch that while watching the water rush underneath, but that's not too bad. At least it's there. Otherwise I'd be walking across this, which would have worked on the way over, but with how much is flowing now, that wouldn't be much fun. So it's going to be getting dark here soon. If I want any hope of making that ferry, I'm just going to have to book it. So I'm probably not going to bother videoing anything else. This will be about it. Just load the bike up quick and get out of here. Happy to see it's all still here. Perfect. Yeah, that was a pretty good peak, I guess. It was a big one. Would have been a lot easier if the ground wasn't like that. Felt like it took forever to get back down, but was a lot of fun, but yeah, I gotta get out of here.